Hot Dog and Jumbo will not be seen this morning, so that we may bring you the following. Now, a special program in living color on NBC.
Hey, how you doing? I'm Bill Cosby. Going to work this morning. Right here at NBC Studios. Yep. Of course, you know, to get into the studios, you have to be an actor, a comedian, or a director, or a writer, or something like that. You know, you just can't drive right in here. First of all, they have a nice guard at the gate here who will open the gate for me. Good morning, sir. How are you, Mr.
Hi,
Cosby?
Mr. Cosby, go right on in.
Thank you. See, then, he presses the gate, and the gate opens up electrically, you see? And I'll just pull in right over here. There's my name. It says Bill Cosby right there. My name. Would you like to come inside with me? Would you like to see what it's like in there? Okay, I'll let you. That they store, they put them over here when they're not using them for all the big shows, you know, like Flip Wilson and Don Knotts. They keep them all over here, then when they're ready to use them, they bring them right on the stage. This is the subway. I like to ride the subway trains. Groovy thing about the subway is that you got to learn how to read, you know, to ride the subway. That way so you can hide behind your newspaper. Because I never could read, so I never enjoyed riding the subway. As a matter of fact, I used to always ride past my stop because I never knew how to read it. Well, listen, I don't have time to fool around. I got to go to work.
Mattel presents the NBC Children's Theater production of A Day with Bill Cosby. Mattel makes your favorite toys, cars, dolls, and games. Mattel makes even more. Mattel makes new ways to play.
Zoom it. That's right, Zoom it. A new way to play from Mattel. Zoom it. Zoom it. Zoom it. Are you ready for Zoom it? That's right, Zoom it. A new way to play from Mattel.
Barbie, the all-new Barbie. Barbie with growing pretty hair. With hair you make grow. Hair you can change. With a comb, brush, curls, braids, styling booklet. With hair that lets her be a bride, a teenager, anyone you want her to be. With hair that lets you do most any hairstyle. Mattel's new Barbie with growing pretty hair. Other costumes sold separately.
Sold me this bike. This is where I work. Of course, it says closed set, but that's okay. This is my show. You can come on in with me. You know, this is really, really a big studio. I'm telling you. This is probably bigger than your whole gymnasium or your auditorium. And look at these lights. We got lights for all colors and all things. Big old lights, too, man. Somebody's following me. Oh, it's you. This is Mr. Crane Camera. He does special things. Did you ever see something when they start out right about here and then all of a sudden feels like you're going woo all the way up to the top? Well, he does that. Could you do that for me, please? There. See that? That's really up there, too. Okay, come on down. Oh, I know what's wrong. Would you please come down, Mr. Crane Camera, please? See, machines are funny. You know, they like good manners, too. All right, so this is all of it. Big old studio. So there, you've seen where I work. I also have another place that I work at. It's my classroom, right over my shoulder. Yeah, my classroom. I got some real students in there, too. Would you like to see them? Hey, Lon, do me a favor. Light up the students, will you?
Sure, Mr. Cosby. Jeff, would you bring up the lights in the classroom, please?
There. What do you think of that? And they're real students, too. They're not actors. They don't have a script to memorize or anything. So if you hear them say something, they're saying it because they have something to say or they feel that they want to know something. And also the experts that I've brought in, they're not actors either. They are real people. So if they say something, it's because they wanted to say it or they have something to say. It's not on script. All right?
Bill, sorry to interrupt you, but we're ready to go to tape when you are.
All right. That's the director. That's Miss June Rigg. You know, she sits up there in the booth and she says, okay, we're ready to go and you can't fool around anymore. So we're going to start the class where I teach physical education and health, you see. Would you like to stay with me for a while? You want to? Okay, I'll let you stay with me. Now, the gentleman right here, he is the floor manager, you see. And so he will call me and then the red light will light up when we're ready to start. So you stay with me now.
Here, Bill.
Okay, now, I have a question for you, and this is an easy question. Easy question. What was your homework? Leroy?
Find a baby picture and find a picture of what you want to be.
Okay, baby picture of yourself and a picture of what you want to be, right?
Right.
Okay, now, Danny, hold it up. And what do you want to be?
I want to be an astronaut.
Rhonda?
A teacher.
A teacher. And Kelly?
This is me as a baby. And I want to be an artist.
Go ahead, I'll borrow.
I want to be a football player.
Okay, Leroy?
I want to be an engineer.
Allison?
A nurse and a research chemist.
Oh, did you draw this yourself?
No.
You didn't? Oh, but it certainly is pretty. Did you take this picture of yourself? Oh, I'm sorry.
I want to be a marine biologist, a scientist, or an oceanographer.
You like all those big names, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, my, I can't even say oceanographer.
I want to be a structural engineer.
I want to be a teacher.
Okay. Now, my next question is a tough question for you. Are you ready for it?
Yes.
Now, why do you think that I, as your physical education and health teacher, would ask you to bring these pictures in? All right, Chris?
For you to know what we want to be, and if we took a drug, we couldn't be that. For
Took a drug?
example.
What kind of drug are you talking about?
Well, like
In other
dope.
words, wait a minute. Now, what you're saying is that I wanted to know what you wanted to be when you grow up in case you took a drug?
No.
No?
If we took a drug, we couldn't be that.
Oh, you're saying if you took a drug, you couldn't be what you want to be when you grow
Dope.
up? What kind of a drug are you talking about?
Well, dope type. The
Dope type. Well, are you saying that there are good drugs, too?
Yeah.
You know that? Yes.
No.
But you're talking about bad drugs, maybe?
Yeah.
Do you all agree that there are bad drugs and good drugs?
Yeah.
Huh? All right. Well, would you like to study this?
Yes.
Yeah.
We could really talk about it and learn something, couldn't we? About the bad drugs that could stop us from becoming what we want to be, right?
Yes.
Okay, so what I'll do is I'll get some books for you to read. You think that would be important?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll get some books. And what if we brought in some experts to talk to us on the subject? Huh? All right, then you tell me.
You hear that play? Okay, where's your boy? Where's this Fast Eddie? That's Fast Eddie? That little runs in the striped shirt? He don't look so fast. Ha! Lucky shot. Hey! He shoots hard. Look at him blast them marbles. He's pretty fast. Where'd he pick up a game like that?
Fast Eddie? It's the new marble game from Mattel.
Barbie Picture Maker.
What's a picture maker?
Well, look and see how you can make pictures perfectly. Put the guide in the groove and make your move. Fill every slot so easily. You make pictures appear. 1, 2, 3. They're Barbie fashions to fill a wall. Over 200 outfits, you design them all. Use the pattern board, then you're done. Mattel's Barbie Picture Maker.
Sizzlers, beautiful, waiting for the touch of a tiny switch that'll turn them into powerful racing machines. Now there are 4 more Sizzlers, like the Sideburn, the Anteater, the Backfire, and the Spoil Sport. Sizzlers powered racing cars, each one with its own built-in motor. Charge that motor from the juice machine. Switch on. And they run. And run. And run. Now there are 10 Sizzlers waiting at your toy store. Sizzlers from Mattel. All toys sold separately.
Now, you all know we've discussed drugs at one time or another, haven't we?
Yes.
And you all said, well, we would like to talk to an authority about drugs, and I promised you I would bring an authority in as soon as I could find someone, right?
Right.
Well, we have a young man here who is a doctor, Dr. John S. Marr. He's written a book called The Good Drug and the Bad Drug. And he's going to talk to us today about it. But first, Doctor, how did you come to write this book?
Oh, well, Bill, I work in a very large city hospital, and I don't treat children, I treat adults. But last year, I treated 2 children, 13 years old, for heroin overdoses. They both died. And so I thought something had to be done. I didn't know exactly what. Then I figured that perhaps writing a book for younger children might help out.
All right. Dr. Marr, the class is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Cosby.
Thank you.
Well, here we are. Mr. Cosby asked me to come here today to talk to you about drugs. I'm, as you know, a doctor. Good drugs and bad drugs, and how they work and change your body in different ways. And I'm a doctor and not a teacher, so, as I said, please be kind to me and sit there. So what I'd like to do first is get up and go to the board and have you, if you raise your hands, name some drugs that you know about. Any drugs, okay? Dawn?
LSD.
LSD. I'm going to write them up here, okay? Oops. Marlene.
Speed.
Speed. Wow. All right, can I just abbreviate that? Danny?
Down.
Downs. All right, can you remember it if I just put a big D for Downs instead of spelling it out? Okay. Okay, Dawn, you've already gone. Allison.
Marijuana.
Marijuana. M. Fair enough. M. Okay. Now, remember I asked you to write, to name drugs, right? I didn't say the good drugs or bad drugs. Now, you've named 4 bad drugs. Can anyone name a good drug? Alvaro.
Aspirin.
Aspirin. All right. Anyone else with a good drug? Rhonda.
Pill or injection?
An injection? Yeah, of what? How about penicillin?
Okay.
Is penicillin a good drug? All right, we'll put that there. I'll put it just P-E-N. Okay, now, here are some good drugs, right? And here are some bad drugs. Now, Rhonda, you said that an injection is one way of getting a drug. What are some ways of taking a drug? Both a good drug and a bad drug. Dawn?
pill, syrup, and injection.
You read the book, right. What it amounts to, you can get in a drug in an injection, a pill, or a syrup, right? Now, this can be a good drug. It can be a bad drug, right? So there's no difference between a good drug and a bad drug. Does everyone understand that? There's nothing magically good about a good drug like penicillin or aspirin. Let's use penicillin as an example of a good drug, because I think all of you have at one time or other been at the other end of a needle, haven't you? All right? Okay, so even penicillin can be a bad drug. Well, how could it be a bad drug? Anyone know? Alvaro.
If you have an infected needle.
Yeah, if you happen to give penicillin through an infected needle. Well, I was thinking of, has the doctor ever asked you before he's given you a shot, are you allergic to penicillin? Has the doctor ever said that?
Yeah.
Well, he should. He should. If he doesn't, you know, before he gets the needle, the first thing you say, have you ever had penicillin before? Are you allergic to it? Because some people can get very sick from getting a shot of penicillin. But how does that penicillin, when you're taking it in an injection, get to your throat? I mean, why does the doctor stick you back here when you're hurting up here? Yeah.
Travels through
Chris.
the bloodstreams.
The bloodstream. What's the bloodstream? I happen to have a
The
picture.
veins which the blood goes through.
What is a vein? Do you know what a vein is? Well, let's say you get an injection back here, right back in your hip, and there's penicillin in it, right? That gets absorbed, you're right, into your circulation, and it's carried by this striped blue tube, which is called a vein, towards the heart. Now, once that penicillin that's mixed with the blood gets to this thing, and what is this called?
Heart.
Heart, okay. Heart, what does the heart do? Alvaro?
It pumps it to all the parts of the body.
So when you get an injection back here, it gets into the vein, goes to the heart pumps it out through these red things. What are the red things called? This solid color here? Yeah.
Arteries?
Arteries, right. And these arteries go to every part of your body. Now, this is sort of a simplified diagram here, but they're arteries that go up into your head, to your arms, to your kidneys, to your legs, to every place in your body. And so if you have penicillin in that blood that's in those arteries, it goes to every part of your body, including the sore throat. So really, it doesn't make any difference if you take an injection, a pill, or a syrup. It all gets absorbed by veins and gets spread out through your whole body. Now let's talk about these other wonderful drugs you mentioned here. LSD, speed, downers, and marijuana. Can these be in pill form? Can they be injections? Can they be in a syrup? Right. But what I wanted to get to are drugs that you take by injection, so-called bad drugs. Like, what, heroin? You've heard of heroin, I assume, right? Going back to a good drug, what is one thing a doctor always does before he gives you an injection? Not aside from just tying you down. Leroy.
He puts alcohol.
Why does he put alcohol on your arm? Why? Allison.
Because your arm might be dirty and he doesn't
Why, don't you
want to
take a
get the
bath or
germs.
anything?
I know, but he wants to get it really clean so the germs won't get in there with
Germs on your arm, you mean? You have germs on your arm? Mm-hmm. I know you haven't seen any drug addicts give injections to themselves, but do they wash your skin before or with the alcohol before? Shelley?
Yeah, they do.
No, they don't, because they're too anxious to get the drug, right? Do drug addicts wash their skin, Rhonda?
No.
No, they don't. I mean, if you've ever seen movies or on television, them tying up their arm and about to give an injection, they don't wash their skin. Their arm's pretty dirty to begin with. Then it's injected with a dirty needle, and the skin isn't even washed when the person injects it into them. So those germs get a free ride. And so you have bad drug that's mixed with the blood and goes out to every part of your body, including your brain. In fact, bad drugs usually work on your brain and make you feel woozy or dizzy or funny, have you dreams and things like that. But they also go to every other part of your body, the bad drugs and the germs and the dust. And they can cause infections. If it goes to your lungs, you get an infection in your lung, that's called pneumonia. If it goes to your bronchial tubes, you get a bronchitis. If it goes to your heart, you get a wonderful disease called endocarditis. If it goes to your liver, you get a disease called hepatitis. Have you ever heard of that, where your eyes turn yellow? You get a variety of different diseases, some of which can kill you, some of which can just make you very, very sick. When you take a bad drug, do you know how much you're taking of it? I mean, when you have a pill or an injection, do you know exactly how much is in there? Greta? No, because you bought it from or got it from a friend or an enemy or somebody on the street, and they said, here's a pill that's going to make you feel good. Well, you don't know how much is there. It could be 5 milligrams. It could be 100 milligrams. But if you take too much of it, something happens to you. And anyone ever heard of this? You know what these initials are for? You ever heard of OD? Greta?
Overdose.
Overdose. You ever heard of the words overdose? Right. An overdose means you've taken too much of a drug. Now, by definition, a good drug is a drug that you take in certain amounts. A bad drug is you don't have no idea how much you're taking. And if you take too much of it, even though it looks like the right amount, there might be too much there, you can have an overdose. Now, an overdose of a drug that makes your heart beat too fast is very, very bad. These people go running around, their heart's beating about 200 times a minute, they're sweating, they're talking, they can't stop, running around in circles like ants. But the overdose from a down drug, or a drug that makes your heart beat slower, makes your blood pressure go down, makes your heart just pump now and again. Heart can't pump blood to your arms or to your head. You become unconscious, and if it can't pump blood out, and blood also has oxygen mixed with it, you know, to keep your body going, your fingernails turn blue, your lips turn blue, you're asleep, but you're even worse than asleep. Somebody slaps you in the face, you can't even get up. And the one way we do with people that come in with overdoses, it's a very, very painful thing. We rub our knuckles on their chest really hard, like a washboard. That really hurts. And if somebody doesn't respond to that, we know he's really in coma and he's about to die. And so we inject the antidote, and sometimes we save them. Most times we do. Other times the overdose doesn't come back. I mean, he's dead. And what something like heroin does do, if you take it too much, just by accident, you can OD or overdose. That means your heart, everything just sort of slowly stops working and you die. That's an overdose.
All right, people, that went very well, and thank you very much, Dr. Marr, and you two children. We're going to break for lunch. We'll be back in 1 hour.
All right, everybody, lunch. Go to lunch. Thank you, Doctor, so much. Sure. All right, come on, gang, we'll go to lunch. There we go, we're going to lunch. Listen, why don't you come on and go to lunch with us, okay? This way, follow us. Here we go.
Shots. They're speedy little kids on wheels.
They spin, they skate, they dash, they crash. Small shots, they zip, they zoom. They're new. Small shots.
Small shots. Buy Nifty Nan, Funny Fran, Daredevil Dexter, or Breezy Bridget separately. Buy Red Hot Red and Silly Millie in the Small Shots Skate and Race set. They're speedy little kids on wheels.
Small shots. They're available separately or in the Small Shots Skate and Race set. What's your favorite Hot Wheels?
Peeping Bomb, Red Baron, Beach Bomb,
Grasshopper,
The Demon, Plastic Cord,
Caribou,
Manass,
Sand Crab,
Peeping Bomb, Power Pad, Tri-Baby,
Beach Bomb,
Evil Weevil, Mantis, Red Baron, Caribou, Swingin' Wing, Tri-Baby, Cockney Cab, Classic Cord, The Frog. The Frog, Sand Crab, The Demon, Swingin' Wing, Grasshopper, Evil Weevil, Power Pad.
Now there are 73 Hot Wheels, and here are 4 of the latest. Get that frog out of there. The Jet Threat, the Hood, the Noodle Head, and the Bug Eye. Hot Wheels from Mattel. All cars sold separately.
No.
Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy. Good old lunch.
Best lunch I ever tasted.
Yeah.
Tasted it yet.
What kind of sandwich you got there, Alvaro?
Peanut butter and jelly.
Peanut butter and jelly. You want to trade?
Okay.
Okay, because I have a Hershey bar, and I think it's a Mars bar sandwich. You want some with ketchup on it?
No, thank you.
Huh?
No,
Wouldn't you like
thank
some? I love ketchup on mine.
No, no.
Wouldn't you like a little ketchup? Would you open a bottle for me? I love it with ketchup on it. What's the matter with you?
Ketchup on chocolate.
That's good for you. What?
You turned our stomachs. I don't want lunch.
All right, let's hurry up, because we have to get back to class.
Not what I mean.
You want some? You should try it. It's really good. Huh? I'll have a bite.
No thanks.
Huh? Have a bite.
Can you imagine what's in these cans? Can whizzers.
Uncanny.
Whizzers in cans that look like cans. Can they do tricks? Of course they can. The Super Bowl, soda pop drop, the 1-2 punch, the tip-top tune-up.
Uncanny.
Whizzers in cans for all you fans of can whizzers. Can you imagine 8 new can whizzers sold separately by Mattel?
Hot Wheels Picture Maker.
What's a picture maker?
Well, look and see how you can make pictures perfectly. Put the guide in the groove and make your move. Fill every slot so easily. You make pictures appear. 1, 2, 3, they're the coolest Hot Wheels. 200 and more. Customize them. You really score. Use the background board. Then you're done. Mattel's Hot Wheels Picture Maker.
Dolly, did you hurt your arm? I love you. Think of nice things like flowers. Good for you. You grow up healthy. Roll it up, put it in the bed. We gotta get you clean, Dolly. Uh-oh. This little piggy roast beef. This little piggy had none. This little piggy went wee all the way home.
Mattel's new baby Tender Love feels so much like a real baby.
Good night, Dolly.
She makes you feel like a real mommy.
I love you.
Hugo.
You know, Father Egan, when the boys and girls and I discussed who they would like to have come in here and tell them about drugs, they said they would like to talk to someone who really knew what it's like, you see. So you were the first person I would think of. You see, Father Egan is as close to being an addict as you can get without taking any drugs at all. Father Egan has founded the Halfway House, which there are thousands and thousands across the country now, and they all help addicts to get themselves on their feet again. So I'm going to let Father Egan tell you about it. And as a matter of fact, this is a book that they've written about Father Egan, and it's called The Junky Priest. So that's what they call him, The Junky Priest. And Father, I'll let you talk to the children.
Thank you, Bill. As Bill Cosby told you, I am called the Junky Priest because for 20 years I've been working with drug addicts in every kind of a way. I've seen tons and tons of pills. A few weeks ago, I saw $2 million worth of heroin. But after all these years of watching drugs and seeing it, I've never taken one bit of drugs. I wonder why I wouldn't take any. Take a guess. I don't want to take the risk because I value my life. It's the most precious thing I have, so I don't want to take the chance of losing it. I'm going to write a word on the board, and I want you to keep this in your mind for a long time. I'm going to put the word risk. What's another word for risk?
Chance.
Chance. Good. Chance. Now, when I take a risk, I take a chance that maybe bad drugs won't hurt me. Watch this. Maybe it will. Maybe it won't kill. Maybe it won't hurt. But I don't want to take what? The risk. I don't want to take, Alex, the chance. I met a girl a few days ago in New York City. I went to shake hands with her, and she had 3 fingers. A few moments after, I met a girl with 1 leg. This girl lost her 3 fingers. Another girl lost her leg. Because, as Dr. Marr has already told you, when a drug goes to the brain, sometimes the heart stops beating and you fall out a window, or you can be caught in a fire, or you can lose your arm. Maybe it won't happen, but maybe it what, Leslie?
Will.
It will. How does it really all start? How does it happen? Maybe the reason can be found in your toys, your dolls. Why do you think I asked your teacher to have you bring your dolls and your teddy bears with you this morning? This is real because it has been hurt. It has suffered. But Marlene loves this most because it has suffered. When you say, Mommy, where are my stockings? Where are my stockings? Under a ball where you left them. Where's my homework? Where you dropped it. Why don't you struggle? Why don't you do some of the things that you can do to be real, instead of making your mother bring the dishes in, or your mother bring out the garbage, or your mother take out the laundry, or your mother dust off the table? Why don't you do some of these things? You become then real. And if you're real, then you know how to hurt. People who use bad drugs use bad drugs because they don't know how to what, darling? I'm reading that wrong. Because they don't know how to what? Hurt. Hey, what do you do, Jeff, when you're hurt?
Well, you feel pain, and sometimes when I hit, somebody steps on my foot, I hop around. And if you get hit, you put your hand on the place that gets hurt.
That's right, but there's a different kind of a hurt I'm looking for, Yolanda.
The kind of hurt that you get when somebody doesn't like you.
When someone doesn't like you, oh, that hurts. When someone doesn't love you, when you feel different, when you feel afraid of something, this hurts. I have a sign that I took off the wall of New Hope Manor at Graymore. It hangs on my wall, and I wish that you'd maybe make one of your own sometime and tell your mother to hang it outside of her door. And maybe you could hang one outside of your door. What does this say, Jeff?
If you need me, let me know.
What do you think it means?
Well, if
Alex.
Like, if you feel hurt, tell me so, and I'll try not to. And I'll try to fix your hurt.
Right. Sometimes we hurt when we feel different. Sometimes we hurt when we can't play ball like the other kids. Sometimes we hurt when we haven't got the things that other kids have. Sometimes when we're hurt when we come home and our parents aren't there. When we have these hurts, you have to talk to somebody. Even if it's your teacher, or your pastor, or your rabbi, or your mother, or your father. You have to talk to somebody. If you don't, the hurts could drive you to take drugs. I'm going to ask a very, very important question and see who can really get this. It's important. It's really where it's at. It's everything we're talking about. I have here a large, large diamond. I read the other day where a diamond this size cost $5 million. $5 million. Leroy, are you worth $5 million?
No.
You're not? How much do you think you're worth? $1 million?
Not that much.
If you were sick and you were dying and it would cost $1 million to save you and your parents had $1 million, do you think they'd spend the $1 million to give you back?
Yes.
Then you're worth how much?
$1 million.
You're certainly worth $1 million. You're worth more than $1 million. Here, for example, are some, well, let's imagine that these are all worth $1 million. And I have 200 of these. $200 million. But there it is. And there's the diamond. A diamond is so precious that they guard it. They put it in a safe. They insure it so that it isn't lost. But Leroy has something that this doesn't have. What does Leroy have, Alvaro?
He's alive.
He's alive. So what does he have?
Life.
Life. Now, life can be lost if someone takes a what, Alex?
Drug.
Takes a risk, because a risk can kill. Now, all of you read this. Maybe
it won't. Maybe it will.
But even if it might, is it worth taking the risk? Because if I lose my life, then I can never jump in the snow. I can never jump rope. I can never say to my mother, Mommy, I love you. Or Mommy, read me a story before I sleep. The most precious thing that you have, Danny, is what? Your life. And bad drugs, as Dr. Marr told you, might take away your what?
Life.
Your what, Kelly?
Life.
Life. Maybe it won't kill, but it might hurt, like losing what? The 3 fingers. Or losing what, Shelley?
Your leg.
You could. Maybe it won't. Maybe it will. For the reason that I never tried drugs is because I've been afraid that maybe it might. You know, boys and girls, you're never so strong, you're never so brave as when you are afraid. Don't anybody ever tell you that it's cool, man, to take a risk. It's cool, man, to take a sniff of some sort of glue. I knew a 10-year-old boy one time who tried to sniff some gasoline. They found him dead underneath an automobile. He could never run down a hill. He could never hold his dog again. He never had a birthday again. He lost his most precious possession. What was it, Billy? He lost his life. So let's repeat what we've said. What is this?
A diamond.
And how much could this be worth, Kelly?
$5 million.
It could be worth $5 million. Are you worth more than that? You are worth more than this. And there is a chance that you might lose the one thing that you have that this doesn't have. Or this doesn't have, your life.
Okay, people, that's it. Father Egan, it went beautifully. Thank you very, very much for coming and being with us. Now we're going to take a 5-minute break, everybody.
Really?
shall we?
Thank you, Bill. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, a lot of problems we have here.
Follow Bill Cosby.
Oh, Leroy and Allison. What did you want?
We have...
Yeah, this is the makeup room. This is where you get made up.
What do you do?
Well, I don't use anything. He just puts a little stuff on my face, you know, to take some of the oil off so it don't really shine that much. But other than that, this is just my natural beauty. Yeah. Of course it is. Don't you know what beauty is?
Yep, but you don't look any different when you put any makeup on. Well, you don't.
You don't think that I look better now?
When you take the makeup off, you look better. But when you put the makeup on, you don't look better.
But I didn't have any makeup on.
Why didn't you say so?
I did. I said that, Allison. I said, I don't put makeup on. I said, he just puts a little stuff on to take the oil off. This is natural oil. But don't you think...
They're ready for you on stage.
Oh, all right. You don't think I'm good looking as it is?
Sizzlers, beautiful, waiting for the touch of a tiny switch that'll turn them into powerful racing machines. Now there are 4 more sizzlers, like the sideburn, the anteater, the backfire, and the spoil sport. Sizzlers powered racing cars, each one with its own built-in motor. Charge that motor from the juice machine. Switch on. And they run. And run. And run. Now there are 10 Sizzlers waiting at your toy store. Sizzlers from Mattel. All toys sold separately.
You hear that play? Okay, where's your boy? Where's this Fast Eddie? That's Fast Eddie? That little runs in the striped shirt? He don't look so fast. Ha! Lucky shot. Hey! He shoots hard. Look at him blast them marbles. He's pretty fast. Where'd he pick up a game like that?
Fast Eddie? It's the new marble game from Mattel.
Barbie, the all-new Barbie. Barbie with growing pretty hair. With hair you make grow. Hair you can change. With a comb, brush, curls, braids, styling booklet. With hair that lets her be a bride, a teenager, anyone you want her to be. With hair that lets you do most any hairstyle. Mattel's new Barbie with growing pretty hair. Other costumes sold separately.
This is my class. Class, this is Ulysses Williams. And Officer Williams works with kids all over New York, going around and telling them the facts and the non-facts about what we discussed earlier. You remember?
Yeah.
Yes or no?
Yes.
So you say hello to Officer Williams?
Hello, Officer Williams.
Hello,
All right,
little people.
Sit down and...
Listen, you heard what Bill called me? He said Officer Williams. Well, only big people call me that. Where I work, I've got about 8,000 little people in 4 schools, and they cross the street where I stand every morning, and they all say, Mike, because that's who I am, Mike the cop. And it's much easier to remember, and it's nicer. Everybody say Mike the cop.
Mike the cop.
And I see you've all got your names on it because, you know, on your chest, because if I say, hey, you might not answer, right? Alvaro, right?
Right.
It's important to know names, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
How about bad drugs? Alvaro, do you know any names of bad drugs?
Yes. Heroin, LSD,
Leroy.
Marijuana.
Jeffrey.
Uppers, downers.
Alex.
Speed and...
Now, I told you a lot of names, right? Now, how about if I show you what these things look like? You want to see that?
Yes.
Yeah, you do? But while I'm getting this, I want you to do something for me. I want everybody to take your right hand like this.
Huh?
Yeah. And pinch your nose. Pinch it. Take your left hand and put it across your mouth and hold it there until I tell you to take it off. What did you say? Who said that? Leslie? You can't breathe, so it's not such a good idea, is it? Oh, well, take it off, because it's a pretty dumb thing to do. So take your hands away from in front of your mouth, right? You don't want to do that. Why'd you do that? Because I told you?
Yeah.
Oh, that's not so good now. That was a pretty dumb thing. So you never do what somebody tells you just because they tell you. Think about it first. Yes, Leslie?
I thought there was something that smelled bad there.
Oh, you thought it was something that smelled. Well, right up here in the top. Can everybody see that?
Yeah.
In the top?
Yeah.
Now, that's what marijuana looks like after it's all chopped up. See this?
Yeah.
And it smells bad. It smells like rope burning. Now, underneath it is bamboo paper. And what do they do with the paper, Jeffrey?
They smoke with it.
They smoke with it?
First they put the marijuana in, and then they put the... First they put the marijuana on.
All right, let me tell you. You know what they do? They do it like the cowboys out on the range. And that's how they roll it up like that, and it's a homemade cigarette. And what do they call a homemade cigarette? Reefer. Everybody say reefer.
Reefer.
You know why I'm telling you this?
What?
Suppose I come up to you and say, hey, Leslie, you want this joint? If you don't know what it is, you might take it, huh? Well, a joint is the same thing as a reefer. It's a little skinny marijuana cigarette. See? You see underneath that yellow paper there? Here.
Oh.
Okay? That's the reefer. Now, right under the bottom, that's, say after me, hashish.
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 And that's the very, very, very strongest, baddest, worstest part of the marijuana. The very worst part. And it only takes a little bit to make you really dumb and silly and stupid. Up here is H. What's H?
Heroin.
Heroin, right. Now, pills are ups or downs. Don't make any difference here. It doesn't make any difference whether it's up or down, does it? Why? Because, Greta, because they're both the kid. They'll knock you stone dead. You remember that all the time. Now, here, let's look at the pills. Now, some of the names of the pills are double headers, like baseball, because they're two colors, right? You see where Bill is pointing? And the other names is like, they call it red devils because they're all red. And then they call these bennies and ups and Tuinol and Seconol and sunshine, all kind of funny names. But if I said death, would it mean the same thing? Would it mean the same thing, Allison?
Yes.
Right, it would mean the same thing. All right, I want to... This is a goodie. Leroy, come here. I want to volunteer. Stand in the middle, Leroy. Now, everybody watch Leroy. Now, take your arms and put them out like this, right? Now, look right up to the ceiling and, you know, make your eyes roll back. Now, I want you to spin around real fast. Go ahead, spin, 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 spin. Keep looking at the ceiling. Spin, 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 more and more. Faster, faster. Spin, 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 spin. Come on. Oh, round, round. Oh, all right, stand up. Now, how do you feel? How?
Dizzy.
Dizzy. Dizzy. Feel very dizzy. How old are you?
9.
How would you like to spend the next 30 years walking around like that? What'd you say?
No.
Anybody else like to walk around, you know, reeling all over the place like that for the rest of your life?
No.
Who lives near a freeway or something like that? How would you like to try to cross the freeway feeling like that? Okay, sit down, because I don't want you to fall down again. And you know what makes you feel like this? Glue. Who was telling me about glue? Alex? Right, glue. And you know what else it does to you? When you snip up some glue, it burns up your nose. Makes you, no, it makes you stupid. You know why?
Why?
Because it's not good for your brain, honey. It'll kill you. You smell too much. And then we talked about all of those drugs, right? Now let's talk about how they look, how they make you look. Can everybody see?
Yeah. No.
Okay, well, we'll do a little shifting around. Can you see now?
Yeah.
Okay. No, I'm just talking about the pictures over here. Now, you see that lady? That is a lady right here. Right there? That's a lady. Well, that lady is a real person, and she lives where I work. And well, look at all those things on her legs. What do you think those are? Allison?
Needle bumps.
Needle bumps. Allison, come up here. I want you to stand right over here. Now, when you get to be, right over here though, when you get to be a big girl, you know, and say, how old are you now, dear?
7.
When you get to be 17, you're going to be going to the beach and things, right? Wearing pretty bathing suits and showing pretty legs. Would you like to go to the beach with legs?
No.
No. Would anybody else care to go to the beach and show their legs with all them holes and knots on it?
No.
Why does she have all of those holes and knots? Dawn.
Well, she's stuck needles in them, and then she suddenly got marks on her.
They call those what?
Scars?
That's a name for them. That's actually what they are. But they call them, what does a train run on, Danny?
Tracks.
Tracks. And you know what these are? Tracks to, suppose I said they were tracks to an early grave. Would I be right?
Yeah.
I think so. But take a look at this. Now, suppose I make that sign up there. What is that called? Danny?
Triangle.
Mm-hmm. But we're going to call it life. Okay? And this is the ground right here. Will that fall down now? Because remember, it's very strong down here. Do you think it'll fall, Chris?
Yes.
Hold it. Check it out again now. It's sitting on a great, big, strong foundation. And all the weight is on the bottom. Do you think it'll fall?
No.
Okay, now let's try another one. Suppose I do it like this. And make that the bottom. We call this life too? Will it fall? Merrily?
Yes.
Why will it fall, love?
Because it only has a point on the bottom.
And all the weight is on the top.
Yes.
Let's see what the weight is. Try that. Tell me what that D means. I want Billy.
Dope.
Dope. Now, move over to the other side. Tell me what that P is. Greta. Leroy, push what? Push who? Who sells the dope? Rhonda. Ooh. Greta.
Pusher.
Pusher. That's what we got there. We got a pusher. Okay. All right. Now we got dope. We got pusher. What do you think comes down at the bottom? I want Kelly. If I put a D down there, what do you think comes at the bottom? Look at the top. There's dope. There's pusher. There's Rhonda.
Drug.
No, what happened? What's happened? What happens, Allison? Death. Right. Death. Okay? Now, while you're saying dope, pusher, death. Dope, pusher, death. Dope, pusher, death. I want you to pop your fingers. After me.
Dope, pusher, death.
Dope, pusher, death. Dope, pusher, death. Dope, pusher, death. Now, don't say it, but keep popping your fingers.
Ladies and gentlemen, the gravity-defying motorcycle stunt rider. Now, here's the Hot Wheels motorcycle stunt rider. Get the stunt rider set and start defying the law of gravity over and over. New from Hot Wheels, the Rumbler Stunt Rider set with the Rumbler's motorcycle jump ramp, 16 feet of track, and daredevil loop.
Introducing Twin Mini Whizzers, little mini whizzers, very, very new. Half as big as a regular whizzer, but you get two. Rev 'em up, and watch what you can do. The Twin Mini Spinner, the Skinny Mini, the Jumpin' Jiminy, Twin Mini Whizzers. Stick 'em here, stash 'em there, take 'em with you anywhere. Twin Mini Whizzers 2 in a package from Mattel.
NBC Children's Theater was brought to you by Mattel. Mattel makes your favorite toys, cars, dolls, and games. Mattel even makes new ways to play.
Well, that's about it. You have an idea of what it's like to be an actor, and I like being an actor. Yeah, you get a chance to play a lot of different parts. You get a lot of chances to meet interesting people. Get a chance to say important things to people like you. And I think that the most important thing today is that I hope that you're thinking about what we said today. You know, about dope, drugs. And if you ever feel like you want to take a chance and just sniff, snort, shoot, or pop something in your mouth that's going to make you run faster or jump higher or feel higher, think about a fly. Think about a fly. You see a fly flying around, and then you spray something on that fly, and he just goes boom. Think about that. That's what dope will do to you. Boom. It's your life. You got more to do with it than to hurt yourself.
Next week, Hot Dog and Jumbo will return at their regular times.
Hi, everybody. This is Andy Williams. Henry Mancini and Joan Kennedy will be joining me on The Andy Williams Show tonight at 7:30, 6:30 Central Time, right here on NBC.